my
If you've seen the first episode teaser thing, you know what's in store. If you ain't, go watch it before this and everything will fall into place for you. But, you know, I did an intro before, so, you know, enough lollygagging. But here, I present to you The Walking Dead Season 1. The episode starts with Mushroom Queen getting it on with Shane.
Owie wowie!
I don't know who's more of a dickhead, Mushroom Queen for cheating on Rick, who she thinks is not alive, or Shane for betraying his best dead bud. Also, they're in a camp, with people in it. Very important. Slap the intro and then snap back to reality of Rick Grimes being trapped in a large metal box that he definitely couldn't wait in for, but for the zombies to just fuck off elsewhere. I will scrutinize these fools for their mistakes. Meeting an unfriendly stranger on the radio, he tells Rick to leg it. With a horde around you, you'd think being sneaky and quiet would be the case, but Rick, however, takes no survivors. After climbing on a roof, the stranger introduces himself as Glenn. Glenn leads Rick to an alley where the locals beat the shit out of two dead people and then introduce Rick to the A-team.
Kill you.
You ought to be more polite to a man with a gun. I'll tell you the day, Mr. Yo. It's the day I take orders from a You hear me, you pig?
Going great. Trapped, they make up the idea of going to the sewer. Great idea. Glenn gives in to peer pressure and finds out quickly that it was actually a very shit idea.
Aside from they hear you, they see you, smell you.
How in Jesus H. Christ does he know that? Anyways, taking his word, they decide the next logical action is to ask someone a question and then paint themselves in zombie guts.
She's an organ donor.
Aside from the fatal virus that the dead person is carrying, covering yourself in dead corpse guts is A, stupid, and B, that's messed up, man.
Nasty ass bastard!
They also decide to crawl under this bus instead of walking around it. Where the f*** critical thinking? T-Dog, aka the guy Merle, used as a punching bag, calls the camp on the radio. He says, "We stuck and we need help." And Shane, the police officer man that everyone listens to, says in a very heroic voice, "Nah."
Get fucked!
Walking with the flow of the undead, Rick and Glenn are having a good old time until rain. Making a break for it, they climb a fence, nick a box truck, and leave to go figure it out. After leading the horde away, T-Dog f***ed over Merle with his butterfingers, and then they all look very sad in that truck even though they handcuffed the guy to the roof and could have let him go free at any point before the van arrived. Episode begins with Mo freaking out. Poor dude. Title cards and then Glenn arrives at the camp. Being swamped with questions, he says everyone is alright.
Merle, not so much.
No shit! People arrive and then Rick sees his wife and son. After chilling at the camp, a singular undead guy walks into the camp. It takes about 6 people with weapons and a good portion of time to take it out. These guys are hopeless. Then Mo's brother Daryl arrives on scene. He is slightly disgruntled about his brother being left for dead.
Choco's illegal.
I'd better call Saul!
So, they do the one logical thing. They go back for him. While they were gone, we see this. This dickhead Ed is watching the woman clean like a f***ing prison warden when he decides to give his wife a love tap. Shane appears and decides to give Ed a lesson in how to punch correctly.
Do you hear me? Put your hands up. Do you hear me?
How thoughtful. The Merle rescue party also find out he decided the roof wasn't good enough for him, and good advertisement for hacksaws. This episode begins with the 2 girls, Andrea and the blonde one, on a boat, fishing and talking and floating. This dude, Jim, has decided to dig for gold. Alright, there's the f***ing title card, and then here is Mole's rescue team who realise, damn, we probably shouldn't have handcuffed him on the roof. Following a blood trail, they find nothing, to Daryl's dissatisfaction.
I don't like you much.
Back at the camp, for no reason at all, Shane and this old bloke called Dale try to stop Jim from digging his holes.
You're scaring people.
How the f***? Scared of a man digging? Grow a pair. But in the end, Shane Batista bombs Jim into another dimension for even having the audacity to try and dig on Shane's claimed land. The rescue team decide Merle is fucked. But let's not go back empty-handed. When Rick had his oopsie poopsie at the tank, he dropped a big bag of guns. They want it.
Give me fucking chips!
But do you know who else wants it? These fellas. How on God's green earth do they know about the bag? They've got to be prophets. After having the big bag of guns stolen, Daryl shoots one in the ass and kidnaps another. In retaliation, they kidnap Glenn. Bastards! Doing some negotiation, they find out that these people are sweethearts looking after the old. They're hell to die on, but Rick gives them guns to protect themselves.
You the dumbest son of a bitch I ever met.
Their van was also nicked. Sucks to suck. On the way back, they hear shooting. A group of zombies are munching on the happy campers, and I swear to Christ, they are walking. How can you not avoid them?
Thought I told y'all to leave me the hell alone, didn't I?
I'll let Ed off though, as he was beaten to a pulp and trapped in a tent. The rescue team arrive, and after dispatching the undead, Jim, for no reason at all, says,
I remember my dream now. Why I dug the holes.
"Are you a fucking prophet too? Well, maybe they ain't so bad off after all." After the whole camp attack thing, a lot of the group got deaded. Andrea is in a state of zen over the dead sister of blonde girl. Rick goes over to try and convince her to finish her off, but Andrea needs no words. Then the title card luckily interrupts her train of thought to not blow Rick's head off. Guess what? Prophet Jim got bitten.
Don't tell.
So walk a bit, Jim.
Are you little?
This girl is a snitch, and you should all go beat her up for it. Instead, they debate over killing him.
Take care of this damn crowd. Hey!
We don't.
And then they debate over where to go. Rick says the CDC because why the f not? Shane says Fort Knox, which is like an actually good idea. Mooching in the woods, they debate it further, and Shane shows his disliking for the CDC idea by pointing his gun at Rick. Shane perks up real quick though when he sees Dale Titan staring at him.
Start wearing reflective vests out here.
Shane decided to concur with Rick, and off to the CDC they go. Road stop, f you Jim, and they arrive. Looks barren until it isn't. Open card shows some cheeky hospital stuff. Shane trying to save Rick when the power cuts out. Shane assumes Rick's life support just f***ing killed him, so he dips. Then the title card. Welcome to the CDC, where we have Dr. Dickhead here to provide a warm and hospitable welcome. Foods, drinks, and chats. This episode is slow. Until it isn't. Shane tries a naughty.
This is
Shane.
the town rapist. Naughty.
Dr. Dickhead shows the group what the virus does, like they have any f***ing idea what they're looking at, and oh no! The fuel to the CDC is running out.
A power grid.
What happens when it does? Dr. Dickhead doesn't say. Until he does, the CDC will blow up. You figure out why Dr. Dickhead has a special little name when he does a dick move for no goddamn reason.
Just like I said. He just locked us in.
He locks the group in the computer room and tries to force them to die. This is a Minecraft, you fools, but it is a TV show, so Dr. Reformed Dickhead lets them go. Except you stay. After blowing up a window with a grenade, they leg it to their cars, observe the explosion, and then get the f*** out of there. Which then concludes Season 1 of The Walking Dead. So what's the scoop of Season 1? My honest and true and very serious and good and correct opinion? It's good.
Wow!